I just hopped on Misty. Now, as you see, she walked off there and I didn't ask her, so I'm just gonna have her move. I read an article, this can be done on the ground too. So we were just kind of right where I just circled past. So I'm just gonna have her move her feet. But ideally, I'm gonna ask her to come back and sit right where she was. So right here, I'm gonna ask her to whoa. And if she stands fine, which is good, because in a horse's mind, if you shut them down and ask them to back up, they're a prey animal, so they're going to get a little on the nervous side. So I really do like the psychology of this article that I read. So we're going to start applying it here. So as you can see, it did work for Misty. But I do want to talk about the leg position. If I say anything about one, leg position one, that's just up a little bit further by the front shoulder, because that's going to control the shoulder going over to the side. If I go position two, pretty much directly underneath me here, that's gonna ask her to walk forward. And if I move my leg back just a little bit, that should disengage the hind end. Misty is learning, and I have been on Misty for probably about 3 weeks, so I'm not gonna start her off by doing that. What I'll do is ask her to walk forward here, right in position two, and then I'm going to move my leg back to position three and try to get her to disengage that hind end. And when she does, I'm gonna release that pressure. So she is young, she is learning, so my right leg is coming back to position three, and as soon as I feel her step over, I'm going to take that pressure off and come back up to neutral. If I want her to step over the front shoulder, I'm going to move my leg up just a little bit, and when she does go a little bit, I'm going to take the pressure away. So right there, again, Misty is learning, and again, this is the first time in 3 weeks that I've been on her, so ultimately it comes down to me and not riding her enough to be consistent. So consistency is key in training a horse. I'm just pushing, and when she steps over, I release that pressure. Again, I don't expect perfection with a 3-year-old that hasn't been ridden in 3 weeks, so I'm going to continue to work on that. Right now, I just wanted to get back on her just to see if she continues to walk forward nicely. So she's a little scared by something over here, so I'm just going to be looking at whatever she's looking at. There's the legs are stacked up. We typically don't have that. I don't make a big deal of it. I just keep her moving forward. If she would try to run away, I would circle her back. So she did get a little fast there, but they're not hateful. So now I'm just going to ask her to whoa. I'm going to slide my legs forward, sink my hips into the saddle, and lift up my reins a little bit, and I'm going to reward her with a pedal. So here she wanted to move forward, so I'm just going to come back to the same spot that I was when I asked her to stop. If she wants to go into that trot, she can. But all I'm telling her is it's easier for her to stand still, whoa, and let me pedal on her and let her understand that it's okay. My first response a couple years ago would say, hey, I should back her up. But now I'm going to do that again. So as she trips, now I'm going to take 2 circles, and I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting for her as she stepped there. I don't know why she stepped forward as much as she did, but I'm going to make her go around 2 circles. Again, horses are, they'd rather just stand around, eat, or poop, and go to sleep. So now I'm just going to ask her to whoa, right here. And you see my hips sink, and I lift up a little bit, and then I take the pressure away. I'm not going to be expecting her to stand for a minute straight. I'm just going to ask her to walk in 3, 2, and I love how she took that deep breath. That shows that she's relaxed. Her eyes are blinking more, and she did lower her head there. And I'm going to ask her to walk, and then she moves forward. She tried to drift in, so I'm going to tap my inside leg just a little bit. I'm not doing anything to hurt her. I'm just getting her to listen to that pressure a little bit more. So there she hesitated because of that ground pull. Another hesitation there, so I'm just going to have her turn out. I'm not worried about her front shoulder right now. I'm just keeping my leg in neutral. She's looking on this side. What you do to one side of the horse, you do to the other side. Because their brains aren't connected in the middle. So I'm just going to have her ride forward, and then I'm going to turn her around right up here at B. Have a plan when you're riding. So now I'm just going to slope my hips, open up my hip to the inside. She's pooping. So usually I let them stop because I like to clean up a nice pile instead of having it spread out, because it's easier, but sand is also expensive. So I'm just going to be doing these types of things with Misty right now. I'm just going to reward her right here because she's not hesitating at all. She can look, but she can't stare. So I'm just going to continue to ride her forward, and then I'm gonna ask her to whoa at E. So there she's trying to drift in. I just add a little bit of leg pressure. She responded to it. So now I'm just going to come over here and I'm just going to sit deep, slide my hips forward or tuck my hips forward right here and ask for a whoa. Right like this. And I'm gonna ask her to walk in 3, 2, 1, walk.